I'm trying to figure out what they're doing over there. Uh-oh, where did it go? I just lost it. How about you? Oh, you're coming up from the Jade Starlight Forest, right? A whole lot of souls were headed through the Path of Prophecy.
You're late.
Huh? You know each other? I thought you said you weren't friends.
Do we strike you as friends?
Huh. What a strange soul you are. Let's all go inside. We'll freeze if we stay out here.
The star of the Winterland seeks the face that it lost, where life and death cycles in the heavens. I've come here on account of the heir of the Khan. We could have gone straight for the Path of Prophecy, but... if there is even the slightest of odds that his father, the Khan of the Abets, is still alive, then us charging in recklessly might inadvertently sever the last thread of life he's clinging to.
Then, Ilichi, how much did the wall blocking the Path of Prophecy deteriorate when this person defeated the Okjinshini?
Quite a bit. However, it's not enough. It's probably just enough to put an arm through.
Then, Pivot, we need your assistance. I know you haven't forgotten the 300-year-old stink of the Okjinshini chief's feet. Sure, they're stinky, but I honestly kind of miss that stink. It's just a hunch, but... this mysterious wall blocking the Path of Prophecy that leads to the Flame of Origin. Do you think there's a chance it was Chief Floki's doing? We've searched the whole forest and Floki is nowhere to be seen. The one place we haven't looked yet is inside the cave. I can't put my finger on why, but it feels like Floki trapped himself inside the cave on purpose and is waiting for someone to rescue him.
There is logic behind this. If he is not like the other Okjinshini that have become violent, he will recognize Pipit and try to somehow send out a signal.
Now, why don't we get some tea while we wait for Pipit to return? What's that pattern on your skin? If it's a curse, I can take a look at it for you. Those clothes. You've worn them ragged. Ever thought about a new look? Clothes make it the man, as they say.
That stuff. What is it?
It belonged to Bahit Lalakona, the Bahitram that first led us to the light of the Holy Flame. It was the first thing given to him by the Okjinshini when he arrived at the mountain. Legend tells that it will light up when the Yeenix returns to the mountain.
It is shining, but the light is so dark.
None of us have actually seen the fire for ourselves. Only he has. So, I see you've come to the mountain to erase that pattern that brands you.
My goodness! Ilichi, you have the ability to gaze into people's souls? I never knew.
As brilliant cities and temples collapse, and Orzeka's power dissipates, A leader among them left the cursed, forgotten, ancient kingdom behind. Belmorn, descendant of the kingdom of Orzeka, and names this land the Hexe Kingdom.
The very same words that constantly go through my mind. How much do you know about the Orzeka records? I want to know more about the Enix.
If you want to know, see for yourself. All the records here were recorded by Bahit Lalakona.
Excerpt from the 10,119th Wish. O great Lord Kazarka, this traveler from the Mountain of Eternal Winter comes seeking salvation. His name is Silverfrond. Will you honor him his request? The chief priest asked. Kazarka replied, Speak your wish, Silverfrond. So he did. I am cursed for loving a witch, since such love was forbidden. I know my beloved cannot be brought back to life, so I ask only that you remove the curse placed upon me by her 6 sisters.
I will grant you your wish,
Kazarka replied.
but you must bring me the Enix, the holy flame. Nestled in the heart of the dragon that dwells in the Mountain of Eternal Winter, I will use the flame to rid you of your curse.
Excerpt from the 13,000th Wish.
O great Lord Kazarka, the traveler from the Mountain of Eternal Winter returns.
When he heard the chief priest say this, Kazarka bade Silverfrond forward.
Silverfrond, show me the Enix.
End of the 13,000th Wish excerpt.
But Silverfrond was not alone when he came bearing the Enix, for with him were those known as the Knights of Dawn. Orzeka fell soon after, and with its fall, Bahit Lalakona had a revelation. From that day forth, he and his people turned their worship to the holy flame that had consumed Kazarka instead.
Once the turmoil that arose from Kazarka's fall had settled, I made for the Mountain of Eternal Winter to seek the holy flame. But the flame was not there. Silverfrond, the Knights of Dawn, neither had returned to the mountain. The Mountain of Eternal Winter was without the Enix. The golden dragon that once embraced the Enix was losing her sanity. Something was gnawing at her from within. But when her tears fell and met the snow, new life suddenly bloomed like a wave of violets swaying in the wind. I named them the ewigen. The golden dragon then toppled over. And from her wounded flesh sprung more life. These I named the Abets. Finally, from her well-guarded embrace came forth those covered in dragon blood. They would come to be known as the Guardians. I then heard woeful cries coming from the foot of the mountain. The 6 witches had passed. In their wake emerged mutants. Humans who had absorbed the essence of the witches and now wrought destruction upon their village. Thus was the second death of the golden dragon Labresca, a death that would cause a cataclysm of chaos to befall the Mountain of Eternal Winter.
Super fascinating stuff, right? I keep trying to read it myself, but it's quite a slog. I guess you're more determined than you look.
When will Pippet return? He's your only assistant, is he not?
We can always make room for more assistants. Why? Do you want to be my assistant? Oh my! This was a gift from Chief Hunvish to Chief Floki. The soft, cushy Sintamani! My hunch was right. Chief Floki is living inside the cave.
The path ahead of us won't be easy. If we intend to weaken the wall enough to break through, then we will need to take down many more ewigen. Let's go.
No, I need you to stay here. The soft, cushy Sintamani might have a hidden code on it.
Does your tongue speak the truth? If this is some manner of deception...
Only one way to know for certain. Plus, it'll give us time to get to know each other better.
Listen carefully. We three are all that remain of the Jade Starlight Forest's history. Beyond lovely evenings spent with loved ones, where starlight and moonlight riding the cloud's end.
Enough, that is.
As the dark sky fades to bring in the new dawn.
Heard you, we have.
Our sincere duty is to protect the winter!
Surround you, the swine pansies do.
Oh, who are you?
After escaping from that woman's clutches, we had no trouble making it through these woods.
Aha! And who are you?
Chief, we sent them the request for aid. Through Pit, remember?
And yet, what is this sound? It's the star of the Winterland! It's melting! Are you here to save us? To clear the witch's trial? What took you so long? Have you any idea of the number of signs we sent your way? To once again see the world, and the heavy drinks Unwish would mix for us. My friend, let us count the sheep among the starlit skies!
This is your chief?
Embarrassed I am. But yes, this is he.
Let's get right to the point. We are here for two reasons. First, to solve the fourth trial of the witches. Second, to find the missing Khan.
What about us? You're not here to rescue us?
Your kind never dies, or so I hear. You only need to be reborn by the flame of origin, no?
No, you're wrong! We can't die, not now, not ever!
Chief, stop screaming, you must. Help us, they must. Certain of it, I am.
Ooh, Ivar! I mean, Berg. Have you finally thought of something good? I don't remember the last time you did. Ooh, Ivar! I mean, Berg. Ooh, Ivar! I mean, ooh, Ivar! I mean, Berg. Have you finally thought of something good? I don't remember the last time you did. Ooh, Ivar! I mean, Berg. Have you finally thought of something good? I don't remember the last time you did.
Always full of ideas, I am. Opening the heavens where life and death ebb and flow. Only by us who handle the flame of origin, a chief can it be. Melt away soon, the star of the Winterland shall. So, choose you must.
No need to tread the difficult path from the start. Speak. Tell us how we can be of aid, why you cannot die, and what led you to seal yourselves in here.
Finally, the time has come! I've been dying to tell you.
Chief, if I may, time is of the essence. Let us depart from here. We can accept their aid later, when we've had time to speak at length.
But you wouldn't happen to have brought any, libations with you. These things are better told over a stiff drink or two. is the cave gifted unto us by the humans who previously made their home here. Where Lesha, the Witch of Fever, taught them the ways of draining the dragon's vigor. I still remember. Oh, Jinxini, born from the dragon's heart-rending tears, oh, this land now belongs to you. And so I asked, your scorching heat was what drove off the winter's cold. Where are you off to now?
I thought he was going to speak of himself.
Not once died our chief has. Not once. Remembers all he does.
The flame of origin is maintained by the ebb and flow of death and life itself. We deliberately give our lives for the sake of this cycle.
And yet, abstain from the sacrifice our chief has. Selfish he is.
What? You ungrateful mongrels! Selfish? Me? I have stayed alive to preserve our memories for times such as these. That's why...
Chief, too loud you are. Continue with your story, I plead.
I'm listening.
Anywho, they spoke these words. The witches are dead! It's now time to protect ourselves from the dragons! All the tribes are gathering at the Forbidden Black Mountain to answer the call of the Great Founder. That's all. They left like that, and we gained this cave!
And the witch's trial?
Chief, germane to the topic you aren't. Help I shall. Taught the humans wisdom, Lesha, the Witch of Fever, did. Melted her own face right in this place, she did. And yet, from within the heavens of life's ebb and flow, the eyes, nose, and lips to Lesha's face a shaman restored. As the fingers of the heavens, these four pillars are now known. When on the fingers of heaven, eyes, nose, and lips placed properly are, brightly shine its radiance will. Once Lesha's face is restored, so too the lost face of the star of the Winterland shall be.
I shall now open the heavens where life and death ebb and flow. I shall now open the heavens where life...
star of the Winterland seeks the face that it lost, where life and death cycles in the heavens. Without that bumbling fox, we completed our task in record time. As promised, let's listen to what they have to say.
Thank you. You're more reliable than you look. It's now time for the deep talks.
No need for depth of story here. Simply stick to the main points.
Well, my eloquence was sure to dazzle you, but this wet blanket had to ruin it. I'm fine. Let's settle down a bit. This is both our story and the story of their Khan. The reason we barricaded ourselves here is solely due to the crazed tribes outside these walls.
You do know what the Zavir Highlands mean to us, yes? Then why did you destroy our totem?
It wasn't us! It wasn't us, I tell you!
Then who are those, O Jinchini?
Today was supposed to be a festive day.
Right. Today was the day the seal of the stone tablet left by the seventh witch was to be broken. However, we must first settle this matter before we can bind the tablets. Returning to Ailton hand in hand at this point could result in our deaths. So I've come in their place. What truly has occurred here?
Are you actually okay? We found these in our woods.
These. Aren't these the oak pills we used to enjoy together?
Members of my tribe who ate these passed away. They were poisoned from eating these very oak pills.
I can't believe my ears. Poison! We, for one, do not have the skills to craft a potent enough poison.
It appears that the fox rule wanes, and the deer rule is nigh. Or maybe the antlered ones had some unfinished business with you.
No, that cannot be. No Ubets would do such a thing. We long to become a bridge for the world. Whoever inherits the seat of the Khan would never commit such an atrocity.
But you do know that if any of us loses our life, our souls ride the origin flame as our flesh is born anew. And yet those of us who ate this very oak pill and were rekindled came back changed, attacking fellow members of our tribe. No longer would they sing with us, "Oh, Labreska, return, return!" That was where I tasted true despair. One became 10, which quickly became 100. They are the ones who toppled your totems in the Highlands.
No. That cannot be. Not us abets.
What are you doing?
I shall prove it to you myself. For the sake of all of the abets who have been framed, we do not betray our friends. That is the way of the Highlands. Look, of one thing I'm certain. This oak pill is not poisoned.
No! No! The Khan was returned to the Highlands while attempting to prove the Abet's innocence, while only us three remain of our tribe, torn apart by our greed. While we wish to part the heavens to find his resting star, whatever the reason may be, our friend chose to cut his own breath short for those who so easily give up their precious lives. We have no such merciful stars here. That is his final resting place.
The village ruins. That too was the works of your tribe turned monsters.
Do the Abets believe we were the ones who brought the village to ruin?
They believe that you were the ones who planted the Dreadwinter tree.
Are you serious? They're not of their own minds. Ah! We are plighted as well. How could the Abets have such little faith in us?
Chief, isn't it obvious? Even if the poisoned pill consumed their soul, their shells remain Okjinshini clear as day. Anyone else would think the same. Let's stick to the facts here.
Know the facts we do. Continue the unfinished story we shall.
After the Khan needlessly passed, I came to realize that this all stems from a poisoned oak pill, but we've yet to identify the maker. In the end, it's still the Mountain of Eternal Winter. The oak pill is just a means. For no matter how we died, through the origin flame we were still reborn whole.
Enveloped in the chill of the eternal winter, this cold-hearted wanderer was. On the final bridge of wills that guide us back to the surface. Tearing apart the souls of our people she was. Feeding the flames of the void she did. Tossed to those depths, spare no scream those souls could. Melted away in the burning flames they did.
I do not understand. You think that we can help you... how?
Stop! Why are you all so bad at explaining? Let me explain what you need to do in your worldly terms. Extinguish the flame that's claimed the haven of slumbering origin, and remove the guardian that protects the flame itself. Do the same for the winter trees burnt to a crisp, and the winter spirits that attack with painful howling. For they are the main culprits of this deadly winter. Take this oak pill that murdered the Khan and unveil the truth. If you don't, then I have no choice but to believe until my last breath that those antlered ones carried out this devious act. It pains me to suspect a friend. I pray that you preserve our age-old friendship. Now, we've no time to waste. Having now parted the heavens, I shall use all of my power to transport you. To the path to proving that the Abets and ewigen are one.
Hey there. Yoo-hoo! Oh, you're awake, warrior of winter in training. You were snoring. Sleeping like a baby. Oh, I'm so jealous. Bet you can fall asleep anywhere, can't you?
This stone. What is it?
This is what we Abets and the ewigen have long sought to fulfill, a long-cherished wish of our peoples.
What kind of trial is it?
You could say it's the very reason for our existence? From the moment the Mountain of Eternal Winter embraced us, there existed the stone tablets, which we split and shared with the ewigen. These words were engraved upon those tablets. To find where your destiny lies, reach the end of the path of prophecy. Reaching its end shall break the tablet's seal and unveil the first prophecy. Gather the prophecies of Origin to complete the final prophecy. This monument was made by Abets who reached that path's end.
The proof that our Abets and ewigen are one. I also recall seeing another stone tablet with constellations in the cave of the ewigen.
Yeah, that's just how they express themselves.
That was quite a mouthful you managed just now. Did our little seed sprout while we were away?
What? A sprout? Come on! Don't forget, I am still the Khan's successor. Anyway, at first I was so shocked I had a little panic attack. To think they would send 2 people through the Jade Starlight Forest path of prophecy. Does that mean that those ewigen wish to speak with us?
They were kind of preoccupied with their own troubles.
We can talk more about that later in the Grand Conference Hall, right? Welcome. This is Ailton, the hometown of us Abets.
I've been expecting you. A voice within announced your arrival.
Welcome to Ailton. You have crossed through the Jade Starlight Forest Path of Prophecy, I assume?
Yes, it was also they who defeated the mysterious monstrosity that appeared at Bronte's Bolt.
Are you the chief of Ailton? I have something to tell you.
It can't be. Wait. Lando, please leave us.
No, he needs to hear this. Both here and at the Snowstorm Guard Post. You treated him like a child, but a child still matures without consent.
Aren't those the oak pills we once shared with the Oak-Jinshini? Please, explain to us why you have brought these before us. Wait a minute. They can't be seeking a truce. Not after all the trouble they've caused.
These oak pills have been poisoned.
Are they accusing us of poisoning them? We would never engage in such barbarism.
As it would happen, your Khan spoke much the same. And so, to prove the innocence of the Arbets, he voluntarily chose to take this oak pill himself.
What? Always so trusting, honest to a fault. Why? Why would he commit such a foolish act? It simply doesn't make sense.
The first Dear Mara uttered these words: "Acknowledge when you are not adept in combat, but seek out friends to fight in your stead."
Of course, that's very wise. We should hire some mercenaries to protect us. Quickly now, let's put out the word to all corners of the continent.
The Snowstorm Guard Post was in such disarray. This explains everything.
Be quiet, all of you! If my father were here, you think he would just hire more mercenaries? What we need to do is get to the root of all this chaos and confusion. Only then can we restore the Mountain of Eternal Winter. Not through mercs, with their lackluster money-grubbing ways, but with our own hands. The Fox Rule has not yet come to a close. That, my friends, is the way of the Khan whose seat still bears his warmth. That, my friends, is the way of life in the Highlands, and every single one of you needs to respect it.